So, being spiritually made has influenced the way I practice temperance by using faith as a basic outline. So, spiritual disciplines such as spiritual friendship, compassion, curiosity, witness, and devaluation, so I can hear what the voice of God is really telling me to do in situations where temptation is strong. Using my identity, spirituality, my attachment to God, pondering my meaning in life, my identity in Christ, and understanding what my true value and purpose is to avoid making decisions that don't align with temperance. Being able to practice in moderation, self-restraint, and control over access isn't just deprivation as some people would see it, but when you start to look at it with a spiritually made point of view, I understood that it was a way to prevent yourself from evil temptations and distractions that would hurt your relationship with God. And temperance allows you to stay on track to figure out your divine purpose in life. So when I'm faced with the pleasure of temptation, I look at God for guidance. I hear his voice and I ponder, is this setting a wall between me and God? Is this distracting me from my purpose? And if it is, I use temperance to avoid making unwise decisions. A situation where I used temperance was when I got into a conversation with someone where I was expressing my ideas and plans for the day, and the other party was just dismissing my ideas and rather making their own plans instead of asking if I was okay with it. I felt really hurt and frustrated, and I wanted to yell at them to listen to me because it really did hurt my feelings that they didn't care about my opinion. Rather than yelling at them, I used temperance, and I realized that the temptation of yelling and saying hurtful things would not only impact my friendship with the other person, but it also affect my relationship with God, because I know that I would not be showing love and kindness. Instead, I used temperance to moderate my emotions. I used self-control. I took a deep breath and thought about how to handle the situation moving forward. Then, rather than yelling and getting angry, I expressed respectfully, I'm feeling frustrated because I feel like my ideas are not being heard. And I could see on their face that they were starting to understand how little I felt in the situation. From that point forward, we were able to have a nice, respectful conversation, because I think we started to understand each other's ideas, and we made plans for the day that we both agreed on. So in the end, our friendship is still strong, and we understand each other better. So recognizing your spiritual nature allows you to look at God for help, understand each other better, and understanding that being mean and kind is not in God's image. And when we engage with our community, we need to show respect, kindness, and humility. So even if you feel like you are being disrespected, you need to use temperance to control the temptations of being disrespectful back towards the other person, and instead ask God for guidance and respond in a kind manner. Temperance is essential for loving our neighbor, other selves, from a perspective of spiritual identity, because it allows us to make selfless acts and service. So temperance allows us to see that God has made other people in his image, and our neighbors need to be cherished, just like God cherishes us. He wants us to love everyone.